Welcome to Home with Mama Sue. I'm Mama Sue.
And I'm Amy.
Really? Just tricking.
The reason I have a cap on, we did a picture on Facebook. Amy put it on hers yesterday of where we had our grocery haul for making our Christmas candies. And someone said, if Mama Sue had on a cap, y'all would be twins.
I've always been told that I look just like my mother, and I do.
I didn't really want to wear a cap because I had to wear one for a year when I looked like Harold. But anyway, we did it for fun, and it is uncanny how Chris looks just like Harold.
Yes.
And Amy looks like me. Amy acts like her daddy.
Yeah, definitely. And Chris,
he acts like his mom.
He does. He's a baby.
But but anyway, when we were at Chris's once, we asked some questions that was sort of about close to Father's Day, and we had some questions we asked Chris. So I wanted to ask Amy, since it's almost Christmas, what's your favorite childhood memory at Christmas?
Well, every year growing up, Christmas Eve, we always went to my nanny's house, which was my mother's mother. And her two sisters were my great aunts. They didn't have children. So Chris and I were like the only grandchildren. And we always had supper Christmas Eve night. And I can remember the local news would come on and the weatherman, and he would have a sighting of Santa Claus. And my nanny would get so excited to tell us, he's in Argentina or wherever, and I'd get so excited. And then the next day, Christmas Day, we would go to my dad's parents, grandmother and granddaddy Garrett. And that side of the family was huge. I have a ton of cousins, and we would just play and eat, and those are the best memories. It was the same thing every year. Christmas Eve at Nanny's, Christmas Day at the Garrett's, and that was the best.
That was it.
And the Country Boy Eddie Christmas special. I loved it.
All of you who don't live in Alabama have missed out.
Yes.
For years.
YouTube it.
For years. I mean, when
My
I was
whole
a little
childhood.
Girl, and when Amy was born in her childhood, early morning on Channel 6.
Local
local
TV
channel
station.
Was Country Boy Eddie, and he had a little band. And matter of fact, Tammy Wynette.
She was discovered on the Country Boy Eddie show.
She came on there as Miss Wynette Bird. She was a hairdresser. But that was a Christmas memory. I think now, I have shared with y'all that I really don't have a big family except my Garrett family. But I think that's why I love Thanksgiving so much. All of the family comes home for Thanksgiving, and we just have the best time. And usually I'm stressed because I want everything perfect for all of our family that has traveled from, at some point it was Texas and Florida
and Louisiana.
Yes, and I would just, Harold would say, so you can't cook 3 times a day? And I remember saying, Harold, they're not getting a hotel room other than to sleep. They're not going to stay there. They came to see us, and no one's going to come to my house that I don't feed them. But this past Thanksgiving was probably my most favorite. And I know having Blake home,
for sure,
made a tremendous, wonderful Thanksgiving, but I didn't stress, and no one got hungry.
And now she's stressing because we have a secret to tell you. We've moved in. I was thinking, do you realize the reason we've moved in is because Sean and I are renovating our home. And so the main floor, which is the living room, kitchen, dining room, master bedroom, bathroom, laundry room, we're gutting it and completely redoing that. The demolition will start after Christmas. So we just moved on out here. But do you realize, how many times we've lived together since I was a child, of course. But Now I'm rewinding a little bit. When we built that house, the house we live in is the house I grew up in.
Yeah. Harold and I built.
Yes, it was built in 1986. And when we built it, we all had to move out of the house we were living in. Mama, Daddy, Chris, me. And we moved in with my nanny, her mother.
In a 2-bedroom.
2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. Loved it. Those are some of my best memories. Okay, we lived together then. Then when Sean and I got married, we lived in my nanny's house. She left it to us, mother's mother. Well, when we adopted Keith and Zach, we adopted them. We had tried for years to get pregnant. Couldn't. Got Keith and Zach. Immediately got pregnant, miraculously. So we got 3 little boys in a matter of months.
Yeah.
So we had to sell that house. It sold immediately. We had to build one. While it was being built, we moved in with Mom and Dad. And that's when we brought Griffin home from the hospital.
That's right.
Okay? We've done a lot of house swapping. Then they ended up buying that house that we lived in. We got their house.
Yeah.
Why'd y'all move in with us?
Because the people who bought our house, Jake and Ashley's house, sold.
Yes.
And they had to move
Yeah.
out. Well,
So they lived in our basement.
we lived in their basement for 3 months.
Yes. We've done this a lot.
We have. And I was kind of concerned about them moving in because
It's not just us.
Amy's like her daddy, and she's very outspoken. But you know, when she realized she couldn't decorate for Christmas,
Yeah.
her heart was broken. And I said, well, my house is decorated. Just go ahead and move in. And
So
while we
I
were,
told Sean, let's go. And we just came on.
yeah, while we were in Louisiana for Maddie's art show, Amy called on Saturday and she said, I hope you were serious because
We moved in.
But you know, I asked Amy or somebody at Sunday school.
At church this morning.
They said, how has it been? And I said, really and truly.
We're loving it.
It's
We're
been fun.
Look at who am I?
I think it's probably the best thing that's happened to us. I mean, you know, we do our own thing, and of course Mason is here, and
He's keeping us all
he's
young.
keeping us all young. You know, we'll be in our bedroom at one end of the house, and they're at the other, and we hear these little feet coming down the hall, and your daddy's just as happy.
Oh,
He is.
who is this man? I said that at church today. I can tell Mason, no, you've eaten 4 bananas, no more. And he comes walking in with a banana, and Granddaddy's walking behind him going, nobody's going to tell Granddaddy no. So,
But you know, years ago, and I talked to Harold about this, I'm talking when Grandmother Garrett and Granddaddy got married.
yeah.
They lived with another couple.
He was telling us this yesterday. Her nephew and his young wife and their children.
They moved all together, and I think years ago families did that. Now we know that
It's temporary.
it's temporary, but it's fun.
It's really fun, and I think this will be one of our favorite Christmases.
I hope so. Anyway, but we just got on here sort of as a joke to see if y'all think we really look alike. But you know, it's fun. This is home with Mama Sue, and this is
home with Mama Sue.
This is home. This is the sunroom, and I want Harold to just show you what home with Mama Sue looks like with a little
Mason.
almost 2-year-old. Look at this corner right here. Oh,
This is Mason's corner.
this is Mason's
and you've
corner.
got
And we've got
they're all gone night here. The
Yeah.
nativity, he puts them to sleep because
This
baby
is-
Jesus is supposed to be asleep.
Yeah, this is the children's nativity. And I talk to him and I tell him this is the nativity that he can play with. And he talks about baby Jesus
But he came out the other day
with
and
baby
needed
Jesus.
me, and when I saw him, I could tell he had something in his mouth. I can't find baby Jesus for the
It was the Savior of the world.
and he opened his mouth and out came baby Jesus from his mouth. So
Yes.
they
I know it.
rescued him.
But you know,
This is Gigi's no touch tree. These are all vintage shiny brights that she's accumulated, and I was very worried about Mason
was
with
too,
it.
but
He's done pretty
He's
good.
done pretty good,
He-
far better than I expected.
he has learned his colors. He'll say
Blue ball.
pink ball.
Mhm.
You know, and it is so.
He's
funny.
only pulled off about 4.
That's right.
Hadn't
But-
broken
None
any.
broken.
That's right. But you know, this is home. I would not let this go like this for anything in the world. But it's life, and I'm showing you what it looks like.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've wasted enough of your time, and tell me if you'll put your favorite childhood memory.
Yes.
It may be.
Your family traditions or your favorite Christmas holiday memory. We'd love to read them.
Love it. So, we'll be back with another adventure, and we don't know what it'll be.
Be salt and light.
Be salt and light.